Screen printing gave me the confidence and chops I really needed to be an artist. Up until I started screen printing, I had always drawn and stuff and wanted to be an artist, but I didn't believe in myself or believe that I could make a living with art or in art. You know, when we grew up, when I was a kid, there wasn't no Instagram or social media to promote your art or anything like that. So it didn't seem like there was a real path to be an artist for a living other than painting and selling them at galleries or things like that. You know, that's at least what I thought as a kid coming up. We didn't have the opportunities we do now. So I didn't have the confidence of, oh, let me just spend my time drawing and doing art, because I needed to figure out how to make money and how to pay bills. And I just didn't have the confidence to try to be an artist and make a living from my talents or anything like that. So I got into screen printing, you know, wanting to make a t-shirt brand. And in doing that, it forced me to do art. It forced me to learn Photoshop. It first forced me to learn Illustrator, at least enough to be functional as a screen printer. I couldn't screen print if I couldn't prepare files to be screen printed or fix bad art that came in. So it gave me the repetition of drawing, of getting art print ready, and having the opportunities to work with customers to come up with new designs. And I created hundreds and probably thousands of designs just because I had to through screen printing. You know, I wore all the hats in the company. I was the artist, the graphic designer, illustrator, whatever you want to call them. I got the art ready. I made your design if you didn't have one, and based on what you told me and what you wanted. And I think in doing that thousands of times, I got the confidence and the skill set to actually try to be an artist. I started painting more and got good enough to where I was happy with what I was painting, and I started illustrating more, and the same with that, and started painting murals. And I never would have done that if I didn't start screen printing, and I didn't have all those repetitions of actually making money doing art. Yeah, it wasn't what I wanted to do yet, and most of them were commissions. Every once in a while someone would give me free reign on a project and come up with something or whatever I wanted. But they're essentially commissions, you know, coming up with design. Someone's paying you to come up with the design and then print it. And then I started getting paid just for designs that I wasn't printing. I've done beer labels, I've done t-shirt designs, I've done poster designs, and you know, I really enjoy doing the illustrative work, the drawing, coupled with cool text and stuff like that. But I never had the confidence to be an illustrator. You know, I drew as a kid, but I had no formal training. I've never been to art school. I've watched YouTube videos, how to draw, how to paint, how to illustrate, how to use Procreate. That's how I learned everything I know about what I know. Screen printing, illustration, art, and design, and everything. And I still don't know a lot, but I'm happy with where I'm at and the products I'm putting out, whether it be a t-shirt design or a painting or anything like that. And really the moral of this story is that screen printing gave me that opportunity, finding a service that I could offer people that they needed and wanted, that I could incorporate my art skills into. And screen printing for me was the perfect thing. And then I fell in love with screen printing too. So that's a whole nother medium of art. To me, screen printing's an art. So I was learning a new medium that forced me to do a lot of other mediums and get as good as I could, as quickly as I could, because, you know, I was taking on jobs that I had no idea what I was doing. No idea how to take this file this person sent me and figure out how to put it on a screen and burn it, and I had to learn so much from the art side to the technical screen printing side. And honestly, I don't think I personally could have jumped right into the art world and been any good. I don't think I could have just been a painter. I don't think I would have ever painted a mural or ever got the opportunity to do a beer can design. So it's like, it's crazy how finding something like that, you know, seemingly just seems like a boring service. He prints t-shirts, which it ain't boring to me, it's exciting, but, you know, finding a humble trade to get into that needs art and just doing that over and over and over and over, bring an idea, a concept to a finished a sketch, and then a finished design, and then preparing that design to be printed, and then burning that on a screen, and then printing it on a shirt. There's a lot of steps in between there, but that just gives you an idea of the process. And I did that whole process over and over, and I still do it. I love to do it, and I think my plan is to show that whole process more often when I have a t-shirt idea, or I'm commissioned to do a t-shirt design. Do the whole process from sketch to refine to finished design to outputting it to the screen and everything in between, and to the final product of the shirt, from idea to shirt. And I love that. That is what I love. You know, that's what I love to do the most, other than murals. But to me, a mural's the same thing. You have an idea, you have a concept, you have a sketch, you refine it, final product, and then how do I transfer that product to the wall? Same thing. And I just love that process, whether it be screen printing, mural, painting, whatever it may be. So I would say, I mean, if I was wanting to be an artist again, I would find some kind of way to offer a service using my skill set and do it over and over and over again. A lot of times in the beginning, I do a lot of stuff for free, especially design, especially artwork. Some beer can designs I've done have been for free, and I've won awards on those art. I've won an award on it, one of the art can design or beer can designs I did for free. And to me, that's totally worth it. You know, it was a situation where I had a good relationship with the brewery. I still do, and they buy a lot of shirts through our company. Screen printing, again, was the connection and gateway to all that. It gave me the chops I needed, the confidence I needed, the connections I needed was a huge one, and people's confidence. Like, they're seeing the work I'm putting out. They're seeing what I'm doing. I had a portfolio of screen printing and designs that I've made, and now paintings I've done and murals I've done. So find that service to offer, whether it's commissioned paintings, murals, you know, bar mitzvah parties, airbrushing t-shirts, screen printing, whatever it may be. Nowadays they got DTF. The possibilities are endless. Not endless, but there's a lot out there that I think you could use as a way to sharpen your skills and make money while you learn. I was able to make a living while I learned how to be an artist, while I learned how to be a designer, an illustrator, and I love what we do, and that's a big reason why we downsized the shop, is so I could do more of that stuff and less a manufacturing production environment where I'm just turning over as many logos as I can and printing as many shirts as I can. So yeah, moral of the story, screen printing allowed me to actually become an artist and make money as an artist. So like the video, I'm just spewing my thoughts here as I go through this process of downsizing our print shop. I'm putting up here thoughts and experiences that have to do with that, some how-to videos from the art side of screen printing and technical side of screen printing, all kinds of stuff screen printing, but I don't want it to be just that. I want it to be about other stuff I do, the murals, the painting, DIY projects, cool projects that you can do with your kids. You know, I'm a dad of 3 kids. Cool projects that you could do for your yard, or just whatever I'm wanting to do and interested in. I don't want to make the mistake of pigeonholing myself and boxing myself into one thing. But yeah, a lot of what I do is screen printing. A lot of what I do is art and painting. So if you like that kind of stuff, if you're digging the videos, subscribe, hang around. I'm going to be trying to pump out as much content as I can. I'm really using this as sort of like a diary and videos to show my experiences and how I do certain things and stuff like that. I appreciate you watching, especially if you made it this far in my ramble. I'll see you in the next one.